Hey everybody, it's finally working! Hooray! Hooray! Yeah, I really don't know what the issue was, but PC Reboot does seem to have actually fixed it, so there we go. So let's load up the game, let's see where we were at with Bromania, and let's see if we can't make Bromania bigger. So, let's see, there we go, Bromania. This is the only save game I've got on MEIOU. Yeah, I really don't know what the issue was. EU4 never does that. It was just not loading. So, yeah. A restart seems to have done it. I should have just done it earlier, but instead you all got to listen to Frank Leplecki. So, there you go. So this is Bromania as it is at the moment. We've entirely taken over the Livonian Order. You've all been very patient, those of you that have stuck around. I can only say thank you for bearing with me. Yeah, I will in future. I think I'll make sure the game will actually run first. But I just kind of assumed it'd be fine because EU4 generally is fine. This is literally the first time it's had that particular issue. So, we were at war, let's see, with Denmark. That's right, I got called in by Sweden. And this is a whole bunch of messages. Now apparently I can afford to start coring that one, which we will do. We'll dismiss that. Claim on Scov, we will not do anything for that. We'll dismiss that. We'll dismiss the building messages for now. Cash is alright, but we're losing money at the moment apparently. I'll have to check into that. Provincial unrest, now that could be a problem. Reinforcing. I have an exiled army. Oh yes, we need to get them back home. Or I could try and march them towards Denmark, I suppose, but yeah, that's a long way to go. Let's get them back home for now, because you have to march back to friendly territory before you can send them into enemy territory, basically. That's how troops work in this game. So let's have a quick look at the money situation. And that's not the thing I wanted. Where are we? Oh, also, war exhaustion is looking a bit high. So, probably reinforcement costs at the moment. We've also got, gosh, minus 25% taxation. We've also got inflation up the wazoo. So, inflation we're going to have to deal with sooner rather than later. So, we can unlock our first, did we do one last time? I think, no, last time those were the ones we came with, so 400 Diplo points. What's my actual technology level like? We'll hold on to the Diplo points for getting up a technology level. We won't bother unlocking a new idea just yet. Right, an alliance offered from Volgast, I guess? And marriage from Poland. Actually, let's just check. Diplo relations, okay, I think that takes me up to my Diplo relations limit. I've married into Poland. Poland, which was causing me so much trouble in CK2, of course, but then that was me entirely screwing up. I was hoisted by my own petard there, so... Yeah, somebody, I mean, I think that was the same day, actually, that I'd recorded the previous, the previous session of EU4. So I'd sat down and done that for like 3 hours, and then I went away and probably spent another hour and a half doing CK2 a little later on, and maybe that was my downfall, because I don't know, trying to do too much thinking in one day. Convince the Pope to appoint a cardinal. Let's see what this decision does. I will lose 10 ducats, and let's read out the description. Our nation surely deserves to have a cardinal in the Vatican. There are a number of possible men who could be appointed to the purple. If we call in some favours, we could convince His Holiness of the virtues of our candidate and ensure his appointment in the future. This decision will increase the chance of us getting a cardinal whenever cardinals are appointed by the Pope. Well, for the cost of 25 ducats, I suppose we might as well. Royal marriage from Volgast. Well, we're already allied with them, so that's fine. That all helps out my legitimacy. Although it's pretty high anyway. Yeah, so our armies are now replenished, but Denmark's over there. So I think we might actually just ignore Denmark, because I've got no way of... who else is in this alliance? It's just Denmark, I think. They have some fleets. A fleet. In fact, this is their fleet here. Why are they blocking me? Why aren't they blockading Sweden? I don't know. Jerks. Yeah. Also, why am I still losing money? We're only just losing money, though. I guess because they're cutting down on my trade income. You can seriously economically hurt people with blockades, so it probably is that. And despite the fact we're losing money, I'm actually going to build another galley. And oh, that is by far the best place to build it right now, isn't it? In Serkonberg. We could possibly, because it looks like you have to specialize your provinces a lot more. I'll probably make one of these two provinces like a shipbuilding province. There we go. Words. I was looking for words and they were not coming to me. Don't think we actually have many. We've got a dock and we can build a shipyard. So we could actually build a shipyard in Serkonberg as well. Actually, a dock would be very, very useful. Local trade power +2. We can actually quickly look on the trade map, and I think Serkonberg's my most. 11.7 trade power. 0.1, 1.8. Yeah, so the capital usually gives you the most trade power, so that's probably the best place to build it. Okay, the missionaries return. Oh, yes, I sent off missionaries, didn't I? Oh no, wait, that wasn't me sending missionaries. That was Novgorod sending missionaries to me. And I counter send some missionaries. I can't remember. More of them have arrived in T54, backed up with steel this time. They demand the right to preach in our lands and are willing to go to war over the issue. Oh, good lord. We could end up in a war with Novgorod over this. What do you think? Can we take Novgorod right now? Let's just click that away. Yeah, let's look in the ledger. We're going to look in the ledger and I think it will be national armies. No? Do we not get to see this in... Or maybe I'm just looking at the wrong thing. This is my first time playing like this in the last session. I'd not played EU4 for a while before that, so anyway. We just basically want to see where Novgorod is on this list. See if we can find them. If we sort by country name, actually, that's probably quicker. Oh, no, that's gone the other way. Right, Novgorod. They can muster... Or not muster, they have 9,000 troops. Well, who are they allied with? Who are they allied with? Pskov. This could be an opportunity to attack Pskov. On the other hand, it could be getting way in over my head. But worst comes to the worst, they're just going to force me to change religion. So, you know what? This is probably entirely stupid, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna send their heads back as a message. We will not be blackmailed into taking up this foreign creed that we do not believe in. I will actually crank down the fleet maintenance because we're not using the fleets at the moment. But we are about to use the armies, so you know there's that. So let's see. Saltica has got our only fort, so let's get the armies marching that way. We'll also need a general, and we will spend some of our military power. There we go. So we now have Arnulf van Rennes. And I don't actually know. It's a fort level 2. Okay. So, I mean, that's a good place to have a fort. It's a nice... we've actually got some good border forts going here. Actually, Saltica and Artie Prevents Camping. Those names there. and in the capital as well. So we've got them in pretty good places. Why are the Swedish armies retreating through my? If Denmark beats Sweden, can't they just like send in some Finns? I mean, that would be historically appropriate. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. I could maybe do with recruiting some more men as well. Let's see. I guess halberdiers, which will slightly tip me back into the negative, but anyway. Let's see. Right, let's build some halberdiers in Fustad. I could actually start assaulting Skov, which... Ah, apparently this isn't... That's just like a river, but we can't actually directly cross that river. Oh, I can't change there because I've already committed them. I wonder why they did that, where you give orders and then it's only a bit later that it'll actually... No, they're crossing across there. I don't know why I can't directly cross into Skov from Saltica, but anyway, no, that's a bit weird. Naxos has been placed under interdict. Papal Nuncio has arrived in T54 with the news that all attempts at reconciliation failed. The Count of Naxos has been excommunicated. Dun dun dun. Well, this is fairly minor stuff. So, Bromania and the Papal States. Yeah, we'll have -10 opinion with Naxos and +10 with the Papal States. So we'll do that for now. Naxos is like this, I think. Yes. So I think we can stand to have bad relations with Naxos. I don't think they really present much of a threat. So we're going to march our army into Skov. And actually... oh, actually, no. Having said, oh my god, we're going to be at war. You know what? You know what I didn't notice? We're not actually at war. Okay then, I got so fixated on the idea of, oh my god, they're going to attack. Because it said they were going to attack, but they've decided not to attack, so... That's fine then. That's absolutely fine. Actually, incidentally, talking of Naxos, there is actually a record label, at least in the UK. I think they're a European one called Naxos that they put out some pretty good music recordings. Anyway, yeah, so let's just ignore that was a phony war. That was a war that didn't happen. I don't know why Novgorod didn't take that opportunity to come after us, but they didn't, so that's fine. Not going to complain about that. We'll actually march these troops down to Arty Prevents Camping. Some of these names, yeah. Anyway. We've also got a rebel faction that's at 10% organisation already, but what happens if you accept their demands? You just lose 50 prestige. Apparently nothing else than that. Also, war score's going up, but that's because we're blockaded. Anyway. Oh, also that built pretty quick. Let's march them down there. Well, it looks like Sweden's actually losing this war. And I really don't have any ships to... I've got 2 galleys and a 3rd being built. Somebody may have lost the navy in the last episode. Somebody. So, yeah, we're just going to... I don't know, sit this one out, I suppose. And it will hurt my relations with... Sweden, but anyway, I suppose I could try marching. Could I do that? I'd actually need I'd need access through Novgorod. They're not going to give it to me. I mean, we can check, but they are absolutely not going to give me military access. Yeah, no. So in theory I could march my troops across land, but apparently I can't just... even a couple of boats I could sort of quickly hurry them across the Gulf of Finland, but we'll ask Sweden for military access on a more permanent basis, which I think you automatically get when you're allied with someone in a war anyway. But yeah. So let's see. I've got one diplomat improving relations in Poland. Also, oh, I've got that horrible I'm about to sneeze feeling, and I don't think I'm going to, but oh, it's teasing me. Oh, I hate that when that happens. That's just the worst thing. That's literally the worst. Literally the worst. National decisions available. Request annulment. Okay. Despite trying for some time, our ruler has failed to produce an heir. Okay, let's just all, you know, suggestively waggle our eyebrows at that. It might be time to seek an annulment. Since the Catholic Church does not permit divorce, someone wishing to dissolve their marriage has to seek an annulment instead. Proof that the marriage had been invalid in the first place due to fraud, error, or the inability to produce children. Although it could be difficult to prove these, it could be done, especially when the resources of the government were applied to the case. When a monarch needed an annulment, it was up to the Pope to decide. Well, we can actually just check. Our relations with the Pope are pretty good. Yeah, let's check the situation with our current... Well, I mean, we do have... no, that's Sweden. Oh, no, we don't have an heir. If we want to keep the Beardmeister dynasty going, this actually... I mean, we've got royal marriages with people, but... lose 10 papal influence. Poland's opinion of Bromania changes by -20, but we've got pretty damn good relations, so we can take the relations hit. We'll do that. We need an heir if we want to keep the Beardmaster dynasty going, or the Beardmeister dynasty, because who knows who we might end up with. Worst case scenario, you are in a... actually, no, I don't think you can be. I was going to say you can end up in a personal union, but I don't think you can, as a player, be on the junior side of a personal union. I'm not actually sure that's possible. I know there are, depending on what start date you pick, you can pick a country that's in that's the junior partner in a personal union, but I'm not sure it can happen while the game's running. Can't I ask the Kaminoans to clone me a couple of hundred successors, Hildebrand? Well, I mean, I suppose I could. We could get some of what's the current king? We could get some of Ivica Beardmeister's. Even though she's a she still has a full bushy beard, as is the hallmark of the Beardmeister dynasty. Yeah, we should get some of her beard shavings and get some clones made, but no, I don't think that's possible, sadly. Let's see, she's 31 as well. Yeah, if she dies, it'll be a noble from House Piast who ascends to the throne. So, yeah, that'd be a very, very short dynasty. Ah, okay, it is possible then, Shosrao, because I'm sure... Maybe I'm thinking of EU3. Maybe it was EU3 where it wasn't possible. I'm not sure. I've just got a feeling that was a rule at some point in time. We're also still slightly losing money, but I did recruit another regiment. I don't want to crank down my army maintenance just in case a Danish army shows up. In terms of fleet maintenance, that's fine being minimal right now because we don't have enough ships to engage them anyway. War taxes. Oh, that's interesting. Use 50 military power to raise war taxes. Okay. Land maintenance modifier goes down. So it doesn't give you extra money. It reduces your maintenance, your military maintenance. That's one way of doing it, I suppose. But monthly autonomy change goes up across all provinces. Interesting. Not sure it's worth doing that just yet. If we get down to like 50 gold, I might implement that. But we want autonomy to keep decreasing for the time being. Although in some places it is actually increasing anyway. Right, Hamburg accepted peace with Denmark. Denmark accepted peace with Sweden. Sweden will cede Smolensk to Denmark. Ahaha. Well, Denmark's flexing its muscles. Okay. Our people's illiteracy, so that's one of those maintenance messages. The Marquess's good, wow, great matter even. I always say good matter, but no, it's not a good matter, it's a great matter. The Pope's messengers have arrived at T54 with his decision about our Marquess's unproductive marriage. The annulment is denied, damn it. We have no legal way to marry again. With the future of House Beardmeister at stake, a desperate monarch might just stoop to desperate measures to secure the line of succession. I wonder. We can either cover up our private shame, or we can go ahead and divorce anyway. I wonder if we can actually be a seed of the Protestant Reformation. Do you know what? We're going to do this. We want to try and preserve the Beardmeister dynasty, so we're going to go for that one. Ivica's shame. Rulers used having no checks on their authority were sometimes were sometimes abused of that notion when they violated scripture. To divorce a barren wife, execute a troublesome priest, allow torture of Catholic subjects, or bury a child who had committed suicide were all sins that even a Marquess had to pay for. When this happened, special dispensation was needed from the only higher authority there was, the Pope. Only then would pious Catholics again respect Ivica as God's agent on earth. Well, we don't, we've got the beard. We don't really need anything else. We've got the beard, but yeah, this is going to be, we might have revolts and things. So there we go. Royal scandal, stability cost goes up, prestige goes down, yearly legitimacy goes down, so that's going to be troublesome. Yeah, our yearly legitimacy is plummeting rather badly at the moment. Right, as the war's over, also, we will reduce army maintenance, so we're just making a little bit of money. Oh dear, okay, stability drop, yay! Stability drops are bad. I think we must have been at +1 though, because... Yeah, okay, we haven't gone into minus stability. Minus stability is very bad. I've also got my troops stationed in... let's see, Mausberg actually is looking fairly... we'll split the troops in half and send half of them up to Mausberg. Having troops stationed in provinces reduces your risk of revolts, just like in CK2. Although if there are revolts, at the moment we're not fully funding the army, so that's a bit of a problem. So yeah, there's not a lot you can do directly in this game to raise money. It's not like Victoria 2 where you've got a lot more kind of economy stuff to play with. No, that's too much. We'll leave it. Let's see. About there, okay. Minus 0.3, so we've lost a third of a point of morale, which is not super great, but yeah, should be enough to deal with rebels. Royal marriage offer from Sweden. Yes, we will take it. And this might actually be on monarch death, a noble from House Berger. Well, that'll be the Swedish. Yeah, the Swedish royal family. But hopefully we can produce an heir. But the thing is, she's, what did I say, 31? So I think we're going to lose the Beardmeister dynasty unless we get very, very lucky. So we'll see. It's not Gingtopia. I suppose it could be Gingtopia. It's Gingbottia. Obviously it's Gingbottia. Also, yes, Jack, not Jack, Hildebrand. No, you can't have your own character, your own monarch assassinated in this game, sadly. We don't actually need, if I can, there we go. Yeah, we don't actually need the human player thing on that, which is useful when you play multiplayer, but I am not, so that's just one little bit we don't need in the outliner. Right. Looming disaster, the Peasants' War. Oh, those are annoying. We can spend Diplo power to get war exhaustion down, but it is decreasing steadily anyway. Overextension is the main issue at the moment, but let's see. We can... oh, manpower needs to be going up as well. We can actually... where are we? I mean, it's just a matter of hanging on until the core's all complete. There we go. That's the thing I want. So, oh, good lord. Yeah, these cores look like they might take a while. Not sure why they're going to take so long, but anyway. And this is a development maintenance message. So, okay. National decision available. Okay, a couple of papal messages. I can send gifts to the Pope to aid our case, which we will do, 5 ducats. And the other one was request dispensation, but I'm guessing we actually have to... Yay! Our heir is Rita. What? Okay, we got rid of uncertain succession, which is great, but yeah, Rita Gamer is our heir. What? Okay. Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, I don't know. I should post that on Twitter and see what the reaction is. Hey, Rita Gamer, you're the heir to Bromania. Everyone will be like, wait, what? Okay then. Well, there you go. So yeah, what was the Pope one? The other one, it seems to have just entirely disappeared. So I should have moused over it before I actually. Yeah. Oh well, it was probably just, you know, seek forgiveness or whatever. Pursue religious tolerance. Yes. What does that give me? Stability modifier. Stability cost modifier minus 10%, which is good. Missionary strength minus 3%. Tolerance of the true faith minus 2. Tolerance of heretics and heathens goes up 1. Well, that's not really an issue right now because we're solidly Catholic, so that's not that useful. But the stability cost modifier 1 is actually pretty useful for the cost of 10 piety. So we'll do that actually. We'll actually see what my current standing with the Pope is as well. Right, we have no chance of getting cardinals, but in terms of diplomatic relations... that's not too bad. We'll probably send... missing localization! Yeah, this is a thing that's missing from the mod. Decline of the Bromanian state. The stunning incompetence of the Marquess has led talented men to take advantage of her in one way or another. Surrounded by sycophants and ambitious men who seek to control her, she is in no shape to prevent ambitious generals and governors from seizing local power from themselves. Okay, that's not a good event. That's definitely not a good event. We're actually going to march the armies and join them back up together, because if there's some kind of... oh, good lord. If there's some kind of massive uprising, we want the armies to be joined up, not half the country away. My Marquise, decline and fall happen to us. Effect 10%. Oh god, plus 10 even. Oh, that's bad. Plus 10 national unrest. Another minus 25% national tax modifier, national manpower modifier, minus 25%, minus 5% discipline. Oh, I don't. This is bad. This is very bad. These are trying times for Bromania. These are very, 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 very trying times. Also, yes, that's a good point, Chosrau. The Pope is in Avignon, not the papal... Oh, okay. The Roman territories. If this were just vanilla EU4, it would be, but this isn't vanilla EU4. This is the Avignon papacy. So, plus 33, it's still not bad, but we'll, yeah, improve relations. Put our other diplomat to work for now. We're also improving relations with Poland still, also. So, yeah, Bromania's not looking that good. I think people are just so shocked by the fact that Rita Gamer is now our heir apparent. Yeah, her stats aren't bad though. Rita Beardmeister. That's so funny though. But yeah, 133 is actually pretty decent. I mean, it's actually Ivica's very balanced. It's 222, but 3 military and 3 diplo is pretty decent. 1 admin is not so great. We might, when she takes over, we might actually put the admin national focus into effect. Dispensation under consideration. Our confessor reports that Ivica's case for dispensation is going nowhere at the Holy See. Arguments, some real, some fabricated, have been presented on both sides, with neither able to convince the tribunal of their cause. While this is not good news, it lends us the hope that the case might be reopened in future with a better result. Should that not happen, we can still make a new case should either the Pope or the Marquis pass away. So, basically, here we go. Yeah, beg the Pope for dispensation. So we can actually, this is the second decision we had after the one for sending some money. So, yeah, we will try that. Lose 10 papal influence, lose 25 prestige. We've gone actually to minus prestige now, which is not that great. I'm gonna be honest, but anyway. Sadly, you can't rename sea provinces, Brett. So yeah, I can't rename that to the Gulf of Rita. Or that, rather. I suppose actually that would be very, very appropriate because it's practically there already. That's the kind of thing that would require editing game files. So, yeah. Also, hey, Bismarck. Yeah, we basically swallowed the rest of the Livonian Order, and the Teutonic Knights, there's not a lot left of them either. So, yeah, we've also got a marriage with Poland going on at the moment. So it's all... oh, and... oh no, actually we had a marriage with Poland. That was who I divorced. It's Sweden that we're now in a marriage with. Yeah, yeah. Rita Gamer is now my heir. Yeah, that happened. So, right. Anyway, we're not being blockaded anymore. This cash flow situation is seriously worrying me because I can't really put the army maintenance down when we have such a high risk of. Oh god, some of these revolts. Some of these revolt risks, I'm actually going to put the army thing back up, you know. At least a bit. So we're losing 2 gold a month. We might have to take out a loan. And that's not a great situation to be in when you are in a declining economic situation. But, you know, if we just hold on, if we try and keep the situation stable, we can probably pull out of this. Suddenly this thing for getting the positive, or well, actually negative autonomy change, that's actually looking quite attractive. Or I could get Diplo 7, which gives me, I don't know what that gives me actually. Nothing specifically, I think. Naval morale plus 2, not a huge amount, but we'll go for it. Oh, and some new kinds of ships, okay. A Kreia, a Dao Raider, a Fuchan warship, and a Guaison, which I don't think we can build any of those. Those will be regional things. Are these... oh, you can't click on those. Those look like buttons you can click on, but apparently not. So yeah, I don't think we can actually build any of those new ships. Oh no, we can build a Kreia, apparently. Okay. Well, there we go. Yeah, it was straight up like we ignored the Pope and got divorced, and I did wonder if that would spark off a Protestant Reformation thing, but it's probably a bit early for that. Let's see. Eretna tells us of the Peasants' War, which is exactly what we're trying to avoid right now. Although actually, yes. This decline and fall event has actually helped me because my maximum manpower pool has fallen by 25%, and one of the things, one of the triggers for a peasants' war is having less than 50% of your manpower pool. So my manpower pool having shrunk is actually a good thing because I've now filled it up to over the halfway mark. So we're going to avoid the peasants' war, but we might still have just a plain old-fashioned revolt on our hands. So yeah, well, there we go. So we've got Livonian separatists, Millenarian heretics, Regan separatists, and Bromanian peasants. Actually, they are at the very least chance of revolting nationally. So, yeah, but national unrest is still rather high at the moment. Stability would be a very good way of taking care of that, boosting stability, but yeah, we're already behind on, well behind on admin tech. So we're just about to hit 7 on Mil Tech, and we've already got 7 on Diplo Tech. So we're very just at the start of the bar on admin tech. So we want to hold on to the admin power if possible. So I might actually speed the game up a bit at this point, because this is just riding out a rough patch basically, and hoping that Rita doesn't die, and hoping that I don't run the economy into the ground, because that would be a bad thing. Dispensation under consideration, and this is exactly the same message as before, so I don't know if we get any extra. Don't think so. I can spend money to gain a bit of legitimacy. That doesn't get me any piety though, so there's no point in doing that. Legitimacy is still going down, which is not super good, but it could be worse. I don't know how long this this national modifier lasts for. Where's the thing I'm looking for? Triggered modifiers. There we go. Oh, that'll be Miltech. Miltech 7. We will take it. Oh, actually, let's just pause that. There's a bunch of messages. Just well, what message popped up? So, okay, we can have probably better infantry units. And we've also got a message about religious syncretism. As new generations were educated in the truth faith by missionaries, traditional religions even died out and were replaced by the state religion. There were advantages to conversion, and as settlers arrived and intermarried, they also brought their faith with them. Rather than dying out completely, old faiths were often insinuated into the new ones in the form of festivals, rituals, and even gods or demons. These syncretic faiths were considered heresy in the eyes of the church, but often tolerated by state officials who were satisfied to have converted the locals. Most of the pagans affected provinces will convert to Catholic, but a remnant will remain. So I don't actually have any pagan provinces. I think that's just a thing that fires off at this date. So yeah, decline and fall. So how do we get rid of this? What's the trigger for decline and fall? Have the country flag Wrath of God. Okay. If we go to let's see, messages. Oh, there's a new pope. Okay, Hungary's the papal controller, and we'll recall our diplomat to Poland. We don't need him there anymore. Okay, country modifiers. Low development, not that. Royal scandal. Okay, that's going on at the moment. Decline and fall. This doesn't tell me how I change it. I'm guessing it's kind of tied to the royal scandal thing, though. Like if you have from what I was reading about MEIOU, the way they have changed it since I last played it is that it's actually a bit more like Magna Mundi. And I actually played a little bit of Magna Mundi for EU3, but in the end I went with MEIOU as my favoured mod pack. But basically in Magna Mundi, what would happen is that there would be a real cumulative effect from all these kind of bad events, and you'd have to, if you push your country too hard, it could fracture, basically. It could have really negative consequences. So you would have to have periods where you just didn't do a lot, where you just concentrated on keeping the country stable and have like an internal focus. And I thought I was, you know, it's quite a nice flavour, but it can lead to some very kind of dead patches in the game. Anyway, incompetent diplomacy. It's almost inconceivable how incompetent Ivica is when handling diplomacy. We do not know how she did it, but she managed to hurt our diplomatic standing in the world with a single letter of apology to an ambassador. I think she just signed off with, "Oh my god, artillery, it just sucks so hard." all artillery players should just die. They should just literally die. And the ambassador was an artillery player, and it all just went downhill from there. So yeah. Anyway, let's upgrade our unit types. We can go to men at arms from halberdiers, and they are better. I think we can also get mounted archers instead of knights, or we can also we actually have a choice here. Lithuania declared war on Kiev. Okay. Runner cavalry, which have better defensive stats, or mounted archers, which have better offensive stats. Well, I don't have a lot of archers in my army. I've only got 2 regiments, so that's fine. We'll go with the offensive. Our truce with Mecklenburg-Schwerin has ended. Well, that's fine. We're not particularly going to be rushing to war with them anyway. So I would still like to make a move on Pskov. I'll actually check the ledger, but that would be a very bad idea right now, just because yeah, Novgorod's still got 9,000. We know Pskov's got an additional 3,000. So the hope would be that I could march in, kill the Pskovian army entirely, and then at that point just deal with the Novgorodian army. But anyway. Right. Lithuania is fabricating a claim on Kurwa. Apparently. That's bad, actually, if Lithuania wants to go to war with me. But I do have an alliance with Poland, so that's going to be useful. But yeah, don't particularly want to get into a war with Lithuania. Also, Ivica's blasphemy. Wow, she's just the ruler that keeps on giving. Although it can hardly be said that Bromania is a pious nation, it is still unwise to show a complete disregard for the Catholic faith, which is exactly what the Marquess did, and in a very public manner. The Gaff has offended true believers in the nation and exposed the limits of secularism. What should we do? Show contrition publicly, which is -10 Diplo power, which that's fine. Or we can embrace the reputation, at which point we get a religious scandal. But we do not want that at the moment. This might be a precursor to launching a reformation in your country. But this would be a very bad time for it, to be quite honest. If Lithuania is fabricating claims, they might just use that as an excuse to go to war. We're gonna take the -10 Diplo power hit and go with that. Some other country might get to launch the... I've very rarely been in a position to launch the Protestant Reformation, actually, when playing as a European country. You just need certain things to fall into place. Royal marriage offer from Poland, we'll do that. That will improve relations. And as we already have diplomatic ties with them, that doesn't add to my Diplo relations count unduly. Also, by the way, how's the game sound? I mean, there's not a lot of sound, but I could probably turn it up a bit. It's pretty low at the moment, so there we go. It's unlikely to drown me out, but do let me know. So let's see. We're actually properly improving relations with the Papal State this time. We'll see what our relations with Sweden are. Plus 139. That's pretty decent. If I got super lucky, super lucky, inheriting Sweden would just be that would be really nice. That would be very nice at all. Oh, we're still losing cash, though. We're going to have to take a loan at this rate. What's our revolt risk like? That's slowly falling as well. We're down to under 10% across the board. War exhaustion should be just about... if I can... Where's the thing? Stability, there we go. War exhaustion is just about spent. We're still at 26% overextension, and... These cores, these take a while. I wonder if this is a MEIOU thing where coring just takes a lot longer. That's one of the major balancing mechanics in this game, is how fast you can core provinces, because having a lot of uncored provinces will basically just result in a civil war, unless you have a lot of troops to deal with it. So yeah, we can't really massively expand except through marriages at the moment. But, you know, just adding Pskov probably wouldn't be too much. Our building opportunities. So that's just that regular maintenance message. We'll click that away. We'll also actually just check, when does my claim on Skov run out? 1418, so we've got a long while to use that. Oh, I see. It works by event. That's actually changed, Charles Rao. That's interesting. It used to be, at least my memory of playing this is that you just, you know, you core in the normal way, same as the base game. But that's interesting if it's more of an event-driven thing these days. Okay, peasant revolt. Dun dun dun. Well, okay, we knew this might happen. One of the good things about serfdom is that by ensuring peasants cannot move around, they become easier to tax. However, some peasants seem to have issues with this just unnatural policy, so they have foolishly decided to revolt 6 peasant regiments in Ginjbotia. Well, Ginjbotia, you know, the governor of Ginjbotia hasn't been ruling his, wielding his banhammer very effectively, so we're going to do 2 things just now. We're going to take out that loan, and we're also going to put army maintenance back up to full, just for now. So let's try not to take out many more loans. Also, they captured Ginjbotia, but we've got very few forts built at the moment, because forts actually now cost quite a lot in terms of their upkeep cost. Oh, this is interesting looking. Okay, we won that. We're just going to siege province. I think we wiped out that rebel army. Yeah, right. Ecclesiastical jurisdiction. During the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church policed itself with its own independent laws and courts. Ecclesiastical courts tended to be more lenient than secular ones. Crimes that normally resulted in execution of the guilty, such as sodomy or bestiality or salt mine sabotage. Yes, that's the worst crime there is in Bromania, is sabotaging the salt mines. There you go. Today you learned. Resulted in sentences of pilgrimages or public confession instead. Over time, anyone who could claim clerical status in any way, such as university students who are technically clergy, asked to be tried under an ecclesiastical court. While perfectly legal, it was not popular with the public if a heinous crime was published lightly, nor with rulers if they could not execute a troublesome opponent. At times, the Marquess would become personally involved in a case to ensure that the accused did not receive a church trial. Religious leaders protested when this happened, but were largely impotent to do anything. Catholicism gained 0.0% reform desire. We can submit to church authority, which gives me +1 unrest in Fustadt, lose 4 prestige, +1 national unrest, but my admin technology cost goes down by 1%. Sentence them under secular law, and that also gives me national unrest +1. So I'm a bit screwed either way. I might as well do the thing that gives me +10 with the papal state, and you know that this one at least has some positive modifiers, but yeah, we might end up with more revolts and peasants and whatever. So get a turret might actually rebel at some point. Arty prevents camping. Snuznia, Riga. I did rename Riga. What should we actually? Having said, you know, the Gulf of Riga, well, we'll call this, we'll just rename this to Rita. And, I don't know, it's either going to be something to do with a tortoise or cats. We'll go with Tortiberg. Tortiberg is the capital of Rita. There you go. So that's the peasants taken care of, but there might be more. We'll actually, once again, reduce our military costs, so we're not losing quite as much. So we're half on army maintenance at the moment. Let's see, Gemian, which is, I think, one of the precursors to the Ottomans. Is this them there? No, that's the Turkish Empire. Where is Gemian? Oh, it's one of the minor states there. Oh, also the knights have been... You don't normally see the knights... like, they don't usually survive very long, but they've actually not only held on to Rhodos, but they've made some conquests. in Anatolia. That's actually, you don't see that very often. That is unusual. And the Roman Empire of the East, yes, they're still hanging on grimly as well. Byzantium. So, yeah, that's interesting. Right, we can build stuff, but we're not going to build stuff because we're currently losing money. We could actually do with building things that give me more money, but I don't have... yeah, that would involve taking out another loan. What's actually my most tax-producing province at the moment? Let's quickly pause that. It is annoying that the tooltip totally obscures the actual buttons that you're trying to look, so you have to rely on the tooltip to tell what thing you're mousing over. Economical map mode, there we go. And potato and Riga, or Rita, are actually both our most income-producing provinces right now. It's not actually Circumberg, although Circumberg base tax of 6 is pretty good. But okay, so if we were going to have one particular province that's going to be our piggy bank, it would be Rita, which we haven't actually cored yet. We should start that coring event as well. Spending more of my precious admin power, but we're starting to build it up slowly. So, yeah. So everything is slowly being cored, and apparently we may or may not get events at some point that help with that coring process. So, yeah, it's just a case of how long it's going to take. Right, we'll call diplomat from there. We'll send a diplomat to Sweden. You always want to at least have... I mean, if you've got multiple diplomats, then have them just improving relations with your neighbours, basically. In fact, we'll have them improve relations with Lithuania. Yes. Relations actions, there we go. Improve relations. That might make them slightly less willing to attack me. Pogrom against the Catholic faith. Grave news has reached Bromania of a horrible massacre. Our fellow Catholics abroad are being forced to give up their faith or lose their land, titles, and even their lives. Already there are tales of people turning to heresy to save their property from being seized, and martyrs who gave up their lives rather than convert. A steady stream of refugees is fleeing this vile persecution. Will anyone avenge them? And our opinion of Novgorod goes down by 10. So... yeah, Novgorod is minus 200. Our opinion of them really could not get any worse right now. And they desire our provinces as well, so... we should actually keep an eye on... well, they're actually allied with Gallic now as well. Oh, good lord. The plague cometh! Oh dear, oh dear. The rumours are true. The plague has returned and death follows on its heels. Shall we do nothing and suffer the wrath that God has meant for us, or shall we fight it and ease the suffering and devastation dealt to our people? Our first option will worsen the damage caused by plague by 1/4. The second and third options will each decrease the damage dealt by plague by 1/4, while the last option will give us the effect of both the second and third. Also, public baths, hospitals and waterworks diminish there. Oh, this is a pure MEIOU. That's actually really nice. That the effects are diminished by having things like certain public, certain buildings in provinces. That's a really nice little bit of complexity and depth right there. So we can close the ports and markets. Oh, well, we can do nothing, which gets us +4 minus +4 minus what? +4 national unrest. We can close the ports, which will hurt us economically, but I'm guessing the plague will be like a province modifier. So if we do these things, it'll reduce the effect of the province modifiers. So we can close the ports, we can hire every plague doctor, or we can do both for 35 ducats, which is painful. Well, it is in our current economic situation. I think we'll go for... mind you, it's only... those are like both minus 50 power, and that's minus 25 of each power, but you're paying a lot more cash. You know, we'll go with both. You know what? It is painful, but we'll go with both. We'll try and mitigate the effects. So, yeah. The plague's first victim! Oh dear. The plague has claimed its first victim. The people of the province have begun to panic, and many wish to flee. If we quarantine the area, the toll here will be twofold higher, but perhaps bodies will not pile as high elsewhere in our realm as the plague progresses. Shall we quarantine? What ruler would be so ruthless? And it's the province of Brugod, apparently. So, okay, we've got a bunch of stuff that might happen to Brugod, and the second option is worse effects that happen to Brugod, but presumably it's worse than the rest of your country as well. And I think we'll try just taking the hit and see what happens. So we can lose tax base, we can lose base manpower or production, so we'll do that. The annoying thing with this game is it doesn't tell you necessarily. So we may have lost manpower or tax base or whatever here, but it's 0 at the moment anyway. So this is our yeah, I think this is our main province that's got a plague in it at the moment. Our truce with Denmark has ended. Well, I wasn't planning on immediately going to war with them again, but we'll see. So yeah, plague is not good. At least that'll get rid of some of those rebellious peasants. I suppose that's true, MEIOU. Okay, we'll recall diplomat from Lithuania who hasn't improved relations that much, but they have actually improved relations somewhat. We'll improve relations with Sweden and another foreign missionaries event from Novgorod. Yeah, right, we can execute them, expel them from our lands, send our own missionaries to counter their influence, or ignore their trespass. We'll go with expel them, I guess. Well, that's only minus 50%. We can actually just check. I think we did expel them, yes. I mean, it's not like relations with Novgorod can get much worse. It's literally only, you know, this or war at this point. My legitimacy is also still dropping like a stone, which is a bad thing. Yay, another revolt. Okay, ignore... Oh, Golden Bennett, too many messages. We can ignore the thing and get 6 regiments rising up in Get a Turret, or we can lower taxes. Local tax modifier minus 10%. Well, it's not a particularly high tax producing province anyway. In fact, our tax income is apparently 0 at the moment. And we're going to have to take out another loan soon anyway. Well, it's going to do it automatically. Defrocked cleric. A scandal has erupted in Bromania implicating a high-ranking Catholic cleric. He is accused of a number of sordid crimes that have outraged the population. The more so because as a powerful cleric he may receive a slap on the wrist from the religious authorities who are demanding their traditional right to police their membership. We could mollify the population by putting on a show trial, but that runs the risk of upsetting the head of our religion. So we can have a public trial which gives a 50% chance the Pope won't like me and a 40% chance of getting church displeasure. Well, the main bad effect of which would be minus 20% stability cost modifier and minus 1.6 legitimacy, which is already going down. Or I can hand him over to church authorities, which will increase the risk of revolts. I'm going to go with risking offending the church over more revolts. We're still in a bit of a precarious situation. Millenarian heretics, oh dear. Oh, yes, okay, we've got hostile religious head. So I think this is an internal thing rather than having annoyed the Pope, I think. This is the local Catholic religious head within Bromania. There is talk of a talented collector in our realm. Well, goody, we can't actually hire him, though. Estonian separatists. This is not good. We're still getting minus 3, but we are absolutely economically doing horribly. Minus 70% tax income. Because we've got the plague, we've got decline and fall, we've got fighting the plague. The regal court decision is turning out to have been a really bad plan, because that was minus 20% right there. And generous, which I'm guessing is a monarch attribute. The plague strikes again. Oh, goody. In Fustadt. Yeah, so, and all this while inflation's going up as well. So that's nice. As a typical response to different kinds of problems, obscurantism was a frequent behaviour in most nations, at least until the Age of Enlightenment arose in the most advanced Western nations of the European continent. So we can go with knowledge is power, plus 2% national, plus 2 national unrest, or we can lose 30 prestige. Oh god, we're going to lose prestige. Minus 50 prestige. Ah, amazing. That's absolutely what we want. Yep. But of the two, at the moment, losing prestige is by far the better of, the lesser of two evils. The plague strikes again, and it's now in wrecked. So, okay. We're getting wrecked by the plague, and also economic woes. Apparently, our all-important salt trade is not enough to save the country. Although, given that... I don't know why... potato is such a prosperous province, because it's just its main export is wheat. So I don't know. The plague strikes again. Yay, get a turret. Yeah, we're just getting absolutely wrecked by the plague. We can have a maximum of 5 loans, and we're at what, 3, I think. How many loans? We can have up to 4 bank loans at the same time. How many loans have I got? I don't know. I don't know if there's a way of checking that directly. Right, controversial religious head. So we lost the hostile religious head. We've got a new bishop that's been appointed. So we've lost the previous one, so that's fine. Okay. Okay, Aragon is now the papal controller. That doesn't really concern us that much. We have a national decision available. Send gifts to the Pope to aid our case, which I think we should continue with that effort. Scandal abates. Yes, finally. Okay. So that's going to be the Royal Scandal modifier. We'll have gone. And that's one less massively negative thing. But no, apparently Royal Scandal's still there. Maybe the game just hasn't caught up yet. Oh, there we go. We have lost the effects of Royal Scandal. So that's... Whew, okay, so my prestige and legitimacy aren't getting hit quite so hard, but I'm still getting negative legitimacy, which is all kinds of not good. Not good at all, anyway. But we've staved off... I mean, we've only actually had one revolting army so far. I mean, what happens if I... Well, even if I put that all the way down, I'm still losing money hand over fist, so... Let's just, like... No, we'll have them at half maintenance. It doesn't make that much difference. I could disband one of the cavalry regiments, because cavalry regiments are quite expensive. And... not that necessary at this stage. Right, where's the... There we go, disband unit. Dispensation under consideration. No, okay, that's just... We had this message before. That just means nothing doing for now. Cultural unrest. The ongoing oppression of and Shall we start that again? Oh, the plague. Hooray, let's pause the message. Let's pause the game so no more messages don't pop up. Right, more plague. Where is the plague hitting this time? In Billyburg. Okay. Right, the ongoing oppression and exploitation of the minority population in one of our provinces has finally reached its boiling point. The citizens of the province are up in arms against our rule. Suppress the rebels, or let us try to negotiate, which we will go for. Oh, minus 30 ducats. Oh, God, no, we can't do that. Okay, we're going to have to go with suppress the rebels. I'm going to have to... Oh, why didn't that pause when I hit the space bar? I wanted it to pause. Anyway, let's put the modifier for maintenance back up. And they're sieging. RT prevents camping. And if I attack into there, will that give me... I don't know. What's the morale like? We're not there yet. But this province... Well, actually, no, this is one of my provinces with forts, so we can actually afford to wait while I get the army morale back up. So, yeah. Also, hey, people that are following and joining. And I've actually disabled the follow thing, by the way. This is all going to go up on YouTube as the last stream did. So that's why there's no follow alerts. But, you know, I'm sure I've probably missed people that have been following. So thank you for those that have, and thank you for all those that are watching. Right, that army's now back up to full morale. Let's tackle these rebel scum. We've actually got less base morale than the rebels at the moment. We've got more numbers though, but it doesn't look like we're winning this fight, in fact, which is bad. Yeah, that's why morale matters. However, they now don't have enough troops to... yeah, too few men to siege the province. And we're about to take out another loan as well. Oh, this is more... Okay, we can get... Pursue religious tolerance. We can send missionaries to convert the primitives, or send missionaries to our neighbours. Well, those both cost cash, whereas this only cost me admin power, and at the moment, that's probably a good one to take. So, yeah, no, now we're going to be reinforcing... God, our manpower's dropped like a stone as well. It's now less than 3,000. We're really not in a good state for declaring wars or anything like that at the moment. In fact, the country's just not in a good state at all. Bromania is off to a very rocky start. So, yeah, this could be going better. Right, let's do that again. I think Rita might be the only province where we can actually cross into this province without actually incurring a penalty for having a river crossing. Also, if we have to take out many more loans, I think that's going to be literally game over, because the country will be bankrupt. And there's literally nothing I can do about it. Just because I've been hit with so many negative modifiers. Right, the rebels are actually reinforcing as well, but so will we. Morale, we'll wait till it's maxed out, because they've got max morale, so we absolutely have to be on our tippity-toppity most. Yeah, I said that, I don't know why. We actually, that's a 6, but they're only, like, they're very nearly reinforced. Okay. So we've got max morale. Oh, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to slowly whittle these rebels down, but at what cost? We can't afford to lose the country to rebels. Low development, so that's just another one of those maintenance messages. No, we're going to lose this fight as well. Goddamn rebels. We're not crossing across a river or anything, and the plague has subsided. Oh, that's good news. That's good news. We might start picking up economically again. Because at the moment, yeah, things are a bit tough. Times are tough in Bromania. Yes. Also, the army retreats to potato every single time. So clearly they go for the... Well, we all know that potatoes have a special kind of magical restorative property. So it kind of makes sense that that's where they go. Our people's literacy. So there's another maintenance message. It's a pity you can't disable those particular ones. Right, we're slowly wearing down this rebel army, but the thing is they're wearing down my army as well, which is not great. We could really do with some cores, and we could do with getting some of these horrible negative country modifiers, and we could do with more admin power, so I can pick an idea that would help me out. Because at the moment I think we need an economic idea. In fact, we should be thinking about what kind of idea I want next. Right, also, because our manpower reserves are down, we're now in danger of the Peasants' War occurring again. So yeah, there's one of these ones. Is it economic ideas? That gives you plus tax power. We want one that gives us minus inflation as well. It might not be... No, it's not in economic ideas. It might be in admin ideas. Interest. Yearly inflation. So that's in admin ideas. We might actually want admin ideas before I get economic ideas. Anyway. Right, we're slowly wearing down this army, but... yeah, our manpower reserves are at literally 0. But the pool is pretty small at the moment, 3.8k. So maybe it won't take that long to recover. Anyway, also, yes, it helps if you pause it if you're going to march your armies in. Right, we're still at a morale disadvantage, but we now have a massive 3-to-1 ratio with troops, so yeah. Also, I'm aiming to... Oh, Livonian separatists. God damn it. I'm aiming to... No, we still lost that. What? How come Livonian separatists raised there? No. No. Really? God damn it. Well, this is very bad because now I can't reinforce. This might be the end of Bromania, or at least it might be, you know... Oh, all it needs is for Novgorod or Lithuania to declare war on me. Right, so at the very least we're going to lose some provinces. I can't do anything about it at this stage. I mean, we can try and retake them later on, but... Yeah, these are very tough times for Bromania indeed. Can we, like, mothball the fleet, or... Yeah, let's mothball the fleet. Royal marriage with Volgast, we'll do that because we need the legitimacy. And Vladislav I of Bohemia is the new HRE, or the Holy Roman Emperor. It's not the HRE because the HRE is the Holy Roman Empire. Anyway. A civil war brewed between Snusnia and Billyburg. I think so, Snooze. I think that might be the case. Right, we're definitely going to lose Kurva. Because that's got 12k troops. I can't do anything about that. Livonian separatists have taken control of Arty prevents camping. Can't do anything about that either. The last jousting tournament. We can feel it in the wind. Soon our equestrian elite will be nothing more than a dream remembered as the chivalrous tradition dies out before the onslaught of modernity. The world is changing, but for now, for one last time, let the Knights of Bromania ride. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? One last hurrah. And we've got a loan. I think that might be the last loan we can take as well. Messianic heretics. And Livonian separatists have taken Geta turrets. And we've lost the siege of Geta turrets. Yeah, I noticed that. So, R.I.P. Bromania. And they've gotten Kurva. And they're going to take Saltica. And I am ripping so hard. At least some of these rebels won't be, I mean, it won't be splitting off the provinces from the country, I don't think, but some of them will. So, yeah, no, this MEIOU is harder than it used to be. It really is. This is definitely a lot, like, it can stack up. I was trying to maintain a bit of stability, but no, this is all kinds of bad. Nobles demand privileges. Oh god. Accept their rightful claims. Whatever. -10 prestige. Building opportunities. You know what? I really didn't want to do this, but we're gonna try and increase stability. It cost me a big chunk of my remaining my admin power pool, but it might maybe help things out. These rebels aren't actually marching on anywhere. My main issue right now is that's the entirety of the Bromanian armed forces right there. There's not a lot left. Well, this is not good. This is definitely not good. We actually might as well speed it up. Babbling buffoons. Diplomat after diplomat has failed us. Their incompetence so flabbergasting that the world has started to see us in a different light. Our inept diplomats have ruined our reputation. Oh, good. So for 5 years we get -1 diplo reputation. That's kind of a global thing as well. So that's good. Yes. That's really nice. That's just what we needed. The world has it in for Bromania right now. Hey, at least the rebels are fighting each other. We could actually try sieging Potato. Although that might not be a good idea. That might just get my armies wiped out. We'll see which rebel army wins that fight. The Livonian separatists won. We could... Oh, this is highly risky. Why? Oh, why would you go that way? We could attack them while they're at low morale, even though we have fewer troops. I mean, this is risky, but yeah. Sometimes morale makes a hell of a difference. Like going after low morale armies, even with fewer troops, can sometimes be. There we go. I think we're winning. I think so. We can invest in an idea. You know what? Screw it. We'll go with serfdom. Like we could use the autonomy thing. As time goes by, we're slowly increasing our influence and control over Snuznia, which is excellent. That's a precursor to coring, I think. We'll recall a diplomat from Sweden, and aristocratic ideas advance. So we actually won a battle for a change, but we don't have enough troops to execute a siege, which is a bit of a problem. I wonder if we can siege Potato. Probably not. If nothing else, the country's going to be bankrupt in a matter of a couple of months anyway. So, yeah. Insidious spies led by Caption Guy have fomented unrest. I think you're right, Oscat. Or, no, yeah, Oscat. Oscata? I don't know. It's... Your name is slightly... I don't know how to say that. Right, we took back Potato. Okay. So that's nice. Don't think we can get back Get a Turret, and we can't get either of those two provinces, but oh, that's army's on the move. Okay, they're sieging Ginjbotia. And these are the people who will split my country as well if we don't take these provinces back, but I can't do anything about it. So there we go. They got Ginjbotia and they got Billyburg. They got Billyburg with no struggle at all. Billyburg didn't even put up a fight. Saltica is putting up a fight though, but that's because they've got a fort in their province. So yes, you have loans. Yes, I do. I have 4 loans. I can. Apparently, I can now take up to 6 loans. So it's not going to be game over when we take the next one. But we're at the moment kind of. Yeah, we're a bit crippled by, well, just the economy. The economy is totally crippled. Let's reduce inflation. Well, actually, how much is to buy? Oh, -2, so it's not worth doing that yet. We're still at less than -2. Right, Snuznia has been taken. God damn it, Snooze! I expected you to put up more than a fight than that. Billy, we expect that of, but still. So we still have Rita. They haven't marched there yet, but yeah, I could try retaking Ginjbotia rather. But they do actually, we've got actually a gap of 1 province. I've got some warning if they start marching this way. We might be able to take Get a Turret as well. Actually, no, I don't think we had enough troops for Get a Turret, did we? So there's literally no fortifications in Ginjbotia. Right, they're marching into Billyburg. Oh, yes, they want Ginjbotia back. 19th of June. Oh, come on. My army's almost made it. They almost made it. Wasn't quite fast enough. Well, that's annoying. I don't think they're going to get wiped out, though. Okay, so they all marched in. Okay, so they did get wiped out. We now no longer have any armies at all. So that's nice. Oh dear, we've got a trade Cassius Belli, but we don't. Yeah, Livonian separatists have got Ginjbotia back, so yeah, Livonia is going to pop out fairly soon, and it's going to have most of the country. And we've also got a peasants' war at 11%, and we've got rebels, other rebels. So yeah. You have reached your maximum number of allowed loans, so this is actually very rapidly close to being game over just on the economic side alone, which is a bit annoying, but you know, we can always try this again. I'm not done with EU4 yet, like even if we lose this game. I definitely want to play around with MEIOU some more, but this is a lot tougher than I remember. This is a lot tougher. Scotland has a peasants' war. Okay, well, I'm going to have one soon enough at this rate. Dagon Gonazal, I basically just got hit by like I had no air, so I had to have a royal scandal, and then a bunch of other negative modifiers happened, like we had the plague, and we've had rebels all over the place, and we've been in constant economic decline. So it's just been just horrible all round. I've just been hit by bad event after bad event. I'll show you all the negative modifiers we have going on right now. So we've got, let's see, generous, which is part of the problems are stemming from our current ruler. So we've got minus 10% national tax modifier from the ruler alone, but also minus 2 national unrest, which is actually quite useful. We picked Regal Court, which was my bad, because that's another minus 20% tax modifier, which seemed fine at the time. But then at the moment, I'll show you, we've got, it was at one point minus 70% tax income, but we're now at minus 40%, so it's better than it was. Low development, which hits me for a couple of percentage points in a whole bunch of things. We're still recovering from the plague, and that was pretty nasty. That gave us some very bad negative modifiers. We've got, let's see, decentralization. Decline and fall is a very, very nasty one. I don't know how we get rid of that. But that's given us, like, that right there is half of my problem, the negative modifiers from that one. Controversial religious head has a bunch of negative modifiers. We've got tax income loss, which is minus another, that's minus 10% tax modifier right there. Midas touched is actually a good thing. That's a ruler trait. And bad reputation, diplomatic reputation, -1. So yeah, we're not quite as badly off as we were, but on the other hand, half the country's held by rebels. So there's that. Yeah. So, yeah, this could be better. This could very much be better. But we're actually not bleeding nearly as much money now that I've entirely lost my army. But even though I've entirely lost my army, I'm still bleeding some money. We have literally that from like a mothballed fleet, and the rest of it, the rest of my expenses are all interest from the many, many loans. So, yeah. But this this minus 40% taxation is really hurting. Oh good, the Messianic heretics are further sieging my country. So that's nice. So Brugod's been taken. Fustad's been taken. There's not a lot left at this point that hasn't been taken. Yes. Yes, this is very, very bad. There are times when rebellions are not necessarily the worst thing. Like noble rebels, you might end up with a different ruling family. But okay, rebels have won. Okay, this is a lot of messages. So Livland has announced Bromania as their new rival. So we're going to have to take back Livland at some point. But they've just, all the rebel armies then become their regular armies. So yeah, we didn't lose Saltica at least, and we still have our 2 most tax-producing provinces, but that hurts. That really hurts. So, we've lost stability. We're now at 0 stability again. We've got conquests against Livland. Livland has become a free nation. Yes, we've got the Messianic heretics, so there's minus 50 prestige. We're literally minus 100% prestige at the moment. This is as bad as it gets. And that's more local autonomy in those 2 provinces. We've got Reconquest, Cassius Belli, and our nation has collapsed. Yeah, I noticed that. So, I said Finland there. Bromania's not done yet, but we're really hurting. Okay, so create an army for our nation, which is 75% of the force limit. The force limit at the moment is 8. So we need an army of 6, and we can't even afford that because we're now losing more money. Because we are still, oh god, it's now minus 50% income. So, yeah, this is going well. Okay, we're not done yet though. We'll keep fighting on. Bromania will not be beaten so easily. But that's half the country. That's very bad. That's very, very bad. The next rebellion. I mean, we've still got a peasants' war coming up, which is going to hit us with even more negative events. Although we might stave that off in time. That all comes down to the manpower pool. So we need 2,200 in the manpower pool. So we're about 1,000 off that. The loans will come due at some point. In fact, the next one comes due in 1st of August next year. So about a year's time. We've still got rebel problems, which we can't do anything about, because if rebels rise up, well, we've got nothing to fight them with. And well, might as well take that one. And there really is no good news right now, except we've got military tech 8, so you know we've got that going for us, which is nice. So yeah, I don't know how we're going to pull back out of this death spiral, but we'll see. We'll try our damnedest. We will absolutely try our damnedest. So at the very least, I mean, if we call Rita, that will be pretty useful. We've got calls on all our remaining provinces. We do have calls to go to war against Livonia because they've got some provinces where we had calls, but some of the other provinces we don't have calls on. My main worry is that Lithuania might attack them, at which point I'd be taking on a much stronger nation. So, yeah, I mean, we had a very good first episode with this, and then it's all gone downhill. And I didn't personally screw up this time. It was all just events happening that just... That can happen in this game. Stuff can happen that's outside your control that just kind of screws you, and it kind of did. So the only thing I could have done differently that would have made a difference is not pick a regal court when I was making those decisions. I could have had a different selection that would have meant... Well, I would have had higher revolt risk, but I would have had less negative tax modifier. That actually at the moment is still pretty important because we're losing almost a gold per month at the moment. A golden era for culture. With peace in our country, the great musicians, artists and poets are rejoicing in the capabilities of entertaining their betters. This era of cultural enlightenment is definitely improving the mood of Bromania. So +5 prestige, which does nothing. We're still nearly -90, but okay. But, yeah. At least I think they've stood down most of the forces they had that were rebel armies because... they basically couldn't afford it. Like, I don't think they've got particularly good... no. I've basically got all the best tax-based provinces in the region. Although Curva is pretty decent, actually. 5 tax-based. But I've got 9 tax-based, 7 tax-based, 6. Frühstadt's 6. Saltica is 4. WN8's terrible. It's only got a tax base of 2. Pope appoints a new archbishop. Hopefully this one will not be controversial because that modifier was pretty terrible. Well, not terrible, but it was not nice. So, loyal religious head. There we go. So we've gotten rid of controversial religious head. And loyal religious head gives us minus 0.3 national unrest. Stability cost modifier, minus 10%. Missionary strength is down, but that doesn't matter. Yearly papal influence +1. Yearly legitimacy +0.3. That is excellent. So we're bleeding a little bit of legitimacy at this point, but that's... yeah. So our main concern is this peasants' war, which is still ticking up. That's at nearly 30%. But the good news there is we're nearly able to stave that off. We've almost got the required amount of manpower. And we still have the possibility of... oh no! Regan separatists! Romanian peasants want lower taxes, 75%. And we've got Regan separatists. If we lose Riga, I think that's... How do we come back from that? Get my stability up. Actually, that's a good point. We can boost stability again. In fact, we'll just spend all of the admin power and get stability up to max. Well remembered. Well remembered. So that's going to help. It's not going to stop the bleeding, but it's going to, you know, slow things down a bit. So that's my rebellion chance is my provincial unrest has gone down, but we're still, yeah, these particular revolts, like, I'm going to lose Riga. I think that's going to happen. And I'm probably going to end up with more minus tax power. And it's only at minus 20% at the moment, but if we get this, if we get these peasants that want lowered taxes, we really can't do a lot about it. I mean, I can recruit a regiment, but that will just exacerbate my problems with cash flow. And one regiment is not going to be enough. I think we'll need at least 6 or 7 regiments. In fact, probably 8 regiments. Based on how well we were doing against those other rebel armies, because we were at a morale disadvantage. So, yeah, I simply don't have the cash. Increase autonomy in Riga. I don't think I can increase it much more, to be honest. Yeah, it's at 75% already. We'll boot it up to 90%. It's not going to stop the... Oh, there we go. Actually, no, that's done the trick. That's actually... Yeah, that has done the trick. That's actually now falling. We can't do anything about the Bromanian peasants, I don't think, though. If we click... harsh treatment. Spend 25. I guess we'll do that. Average development. We've actually picked up our development pace, apparently. So we've gone from below average to average, which is good. Yeah, so I've arrested the progress of the tax revolt, and I think Riga actually, yeah, that was a good suggestion. I should have thought of that, increasing autonomy. That has actually helped a lot. So we're not now going to lose Riga or Rita. I keep saying Riga. We're going to hold on for that for the time being, and if we can core it, that will help a lot as well. Because at the moment we're effectively getting no tax, and it's my richest province. National decisions available. Pursue religious tolerance, I guess. The minus stability cost modifier is pretty useful at the moment. Oh, we also have donate state lands to the church. Lose 5 ducats. Gain 2 legitimacy. Gain 4 prestige. We won't do that. We need every penny at the moment, quite literally. And 1st November 84. Yeah, these loans are due back as well. So that's also nice. Also, multiplayer. I've actually done multiplayer EU4 and CK2 previously. It kind of depends. Like, if it was just one other person, it might work. But having multiple people, because, well, you basically have to have the game on the slowest pace. Everything takes a really long time. So I think just for the sake of not having everything going by at a snail's pace, I'm probably going to be doing these single player. I might do multiplayer something at some point maybe, and it'd be more likely to be on the stream. But yeah, for now I'm just going to stick with single player, because my experiences of doing multiplayer just for fun, I mean, it can be interesting, but it's just, it takes a really, really long time. So I actually put the speed up one. At the moment, we're just... And we've stabilised things a lot. We lost half the country, but we have stabilised things. I'm actually thinking about maybe wrapping up the stream here. I think we've been going for like an hour and a half, something like that. So that's not going to be too long for people to watch on YouTube. I am going to be more thinking about this, because I've decided that I'm going to be uploading these to YouTube as well. I'm not going to be doing super long sessions. But a surprising number of people watched the first episode. So, yeah. I don't know how many people will watch this one, though. I mean, it's lots of trials and tribulations it's been. We're still bleeding cash, but it's not too bad. I really need to get my admin tech up, though. Hopefully I won't have to spend admin power on... yeah, we need to get another idea, but we're so far behind on admin tech. Anyway, oh, that's interesting. Even though we've fallen behind, we still get increase over time plus 0.3%. So it actually, even if you fall behind it, the costs can still go up. But neighbour bonus at the moment is far outweighing that, so that's quite useful. minus 10%. Anyway, our building opportunities, that's fine. That's a regular thing. Cultural unrest. The ongoing oppression and exploitation of the minority population in one of our provinces has finally reached its boiling point. So we can... Oh, well, I can't. Like, 8 separatist regiments rise up in Rita. Well, we're going to have to take the 30 ducat hit. We have to. I have no choice. It's that or lose Rita entirely. Part of the problem is that this is a Baltic German state, and that is not an accepted culture. So let's hope that Livonia Livland doesn't actually decide to declare war on me, because we would be a bit stuffed. Or anyone else. Let's see, provincial unrest is almost gone. And we've still got this tax revolt in the works, but yeah, I can spend more military power on harsh treatment again at this point. That'll reduce their progress even further. Well, that's 50 military power I've already spent on that, but I think it's worth it. Not prestige. Legitimacy is actually increasing at this point. Prestige is slowly climbing back up, but we are rapidly just... Yeah, we're running out of money. That's the main problem at the moment. So I think I am going to actually... We're going to pause this and wrap this up here. This seems like a good time to do it. This has been an interesting session. Very interesting. It's not gone my way at all, but Bromania still lives. So, yes, that's the main thing. We've got a goal, at least. We need to take down Livland, and we need to build the nation up once more, and then we want to think about taking on Novgorod at one point, at some point in the future. Although Muscovy's growing in power as well. So, I will put up the togs, and we'll wrap up the stream. I'll also just save the game because we don't want to lose this. So I hope you've all enjoyed this, and yeah, if you missed some or all of it, you can go check out the bits that you missed on YouTube. That'll be up later today, and just in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. So I will see you next time we do this. So I hope you all have a good Sunday, and yeah, I shall see everybody later.